Hello sir and hello everyone, my name is Vivian Vanessa with student number B102420104. I'm a student from Management in International Class Department from Universitas Tanjung Pura. So the purpose of my video is to explain about talent management. Talent management is a process in moving a person from recruiting and selection process to fulfill the demand of the organization for a talent. It is important since we can't get the suitable talent for a job position in our organization, so that we can get the right man at the right place. Next, I will explain about the two videos. The first video is about talent management models to ensure organization attract, retain, and engage talented staff centered on learning. The process are recruiting, interviewing, selecting, and onboard. The first video speaker is Greg. The second video is about setting out the process of development, talent management, and succession. The process starts from workforce planning, recruitment and selection, induction, performance management training and development, succession planning and training, needs analysis. There are two models that can be used to help business manage and develop talent. First is General Electric, or we know as GE, 9-box table matrix, and the 4-box talent matrix. After using these models, we will move to the mapping competencies, which consists of 8 competencies to meet the standard required in job. The second video speaker is Timeless Time HR. After I watched those two videos, I do understand the speaker's explanation about the topics because I think it is easy to be listened and the words is not complicated while explaining the topic of the video. And from these videos, I get new knowledge about talent management and process of development, management, and succession. And after I watched both of these videos, I get better and clearer explanation and definition about talent management itself and the process and also the models involved in it. Okay, next I will talk about the HR headline on page 283. Based on the text, there is academic companies who well known as the best talent management. There is American Express, who has built a rigorous leadership development program with metrics, incentive, goals, values, and calendars. And the second one, we have McDonald's. The McDonald's CEO personally reviews the development of the company's top 200 managers, and at GE, the CEO reviews the top 600 managers. And GE itself requires new hires to intern at least one summer before hiring, and the evaluation of their potential begins then. And at Eli Lilly, about 2/3 of development comes from job experience, 1/3 comes from the mentoring and coaching, and a small bit comes from the classroom. And then that is how those 4 academic companies develop the stars in talent management for their each organization. Okay, next I will explain about the scope of talent management. First, we have target jobs. To identify types of jobs, we must focus on talent management. Each organization has their own focus on or target. As example, this company focuses on the CEO or other executive jobs rather than more broadly. The second one, we have high potential individuals. Attracting, retaining, and developing high posts have become the emphasis for some talent management efforts. Targeting primarily high posts may lead to many employees seeing their career opportunities as being limited. Third one is competency models. Competency models show knowledge, skills, and abilities for various jobs. Competency models help to identify talent gaps. For some companies, maintain libraries of competency models, and one has more than 900 such models. These libraries create a clear path for talent planning. Competency models might be created for executive, managers, supervisors, and etc. Next, we have talent pools. It is to reduce the risk that the company may not need a certain specialty after developing it, and to avoid developing for a narrow specialized jobs, and instead develop a group or pool of talented people with broad general competencies that could fill a wide range of jobs. The fifth one, we have career tracks. Career tracks include a series of steps that one follows to become ready to move up. And the sixth one, we have assessment. Assessment most often involve tests of one sort or another. Tests for IQ, tests for personality, aptitude, or other factors are used. A portfolio of tests to help predict a person's potential for a job is called an assessment center. Okay, last we have development risk sharing. The employer always runs the risk in developing talent that an employee who has been developed will leave with valuable skills gained through the development in that organization. An alternative to this risk is to have promising employees volunteer for development on their own time. Okay, next I'm gonna talk about the HR practices on page 286. So this HR tells me about the groundbreaking talent management programs. There are some companies mentioned in the HR headline with their own way in developing good managers. They hire high potential people who's graduated from college and they develop their skills. The company examples are General Electric, or we know as GE, uses peer feedback. The other way can be seen in executive coaching, succession planning, rotational development, and assessment of managerial potential. All of the programs were made in 1950s and they are all gone in 1990s, but they're reappearing in the early part of 21st century as new and novel approaches to talent management. Okay, next I will talk about the figure 9 strip 2 on page 289. So this figure is about succession planning process. So in succession planning process, first we have integrate with strategy. So what will we gonna do here is we have to classify what competencies will be needed, which job will be critical, and how should critical positions will be filled, and will international assignments be needed. Next, we have involved top management. So what we're gonna do here is we have to make sure that is CEO personally involved, are top executive mentoring or coaching, and are there authority and accountability for succession goals. Next, the third one is assess key talent. So what we're gonna do here is we have to make sure that does this person have competencies and what competencies are missing. Are assessment or performance evaluation valid? And is a result orientation used to identify high positions? And the last one is, are individuals and career goals or interests compatible? The fourth one is follow development practices. So here we have some questions. The first one is, how can missing competencies be developed? Are there opportunities for those in higher positions to interact with executive or board members? Can talent pools be created for job pools? What are the rewards to subordinate development? And the last one is, are high positions or successors to be taught? The last one is monitor or evaluate. So here there are three things that we have to make sure. The first one is, are multiple metrics used? The second one is, are positions filled internally? And the third one is the process viewed favorable? Okay, next I'm gonna talk about some words or terms that related to talent management. The first one is make or buy talent. So make or buy talent is being concerned by employer. Make means develop the skill of employee that we have in our company. Meanwhile, buy means we hire people who already have a good skill. So like any financial decision, the make or buy decision can be quantified and calculated when some assumptions are made about time, cost, availability, and quality. It is all back to the organization itself actually to choose to buy or make depending on the needs and the financial that the company have. Next, we're gonna talk about potential versus performance. So, when developing succession plans for jobs and identifying candidates, focusing only on potential may be too narrow. Therefore, the performance and potential should be equal. According to figure 9.3, if somebody isn't potential and low in performance, we have to dismiss them. But if somebody has high potential but low in performance, they need coaching or job change and development. But that if somebody hide in both, they might have accelerated stretch assignment. Last, if they have high performance, it means they have reached the potential and they deserve reward. Next, I'm gonna talk about the benefits of Furman succession planning. The first benefit is we are having a supply of talented employees to fulfill the future key openings. And the second one is we are providing career paths and plans for employees, which aids in employee retention and performance motivation. The third one is continually reviewing the need for individuals as organizational changes occur more frequently. And the fourth one is enhancing the organizational brand and reputation of the company as a desired place to work. Do you know that we have 4 general individual characteristics that affect how people make their career choices? The first one is interest. People tend to pursue careers that they believe match their interest. But over time, interests change for many people, and career decisions eventually are made based on special skills, abilities, and career paths that are realistic for the individual. The second one is self-image. A career is an extension of a person's self-image as well as a molder of it. People follow career they can see themselves and avoid those do not fit with their perception of their talents, motive, and also values. The third one is personality. An employee's personality includes the individual's personal orientation, like being enterprising, and personal needs, such as achievement needs. And individuals with certain personality types gravitate to different cluster of occupations. And the fourth one is social background. Socioeconomic status and educational level and occupations of a person's parents are included as individual social background. Children of a physician or a welder know from a parent what that job is like and may either seek or reject based on how they feel the parent's job. Next, I'm gonna talk about the figure 9.5 on page 295. So this figure is about organizational and individual career planning perspective. So, in organizational perspective, first they identify future organizational staffing needs. Second, they have planned career ladders. The third one is they assess individual potential and training needs. The fourth one is they match organizational needs to individual abilities. And the fifth one is develop and audit a career system for that organization. Meanwhile, in individual perspective itself, they identify personal abilities and interests, they have planned life and work goals, they assess alternative paths inside and outside of the organization, and they note changes in interests and goals as career and life stage change. From learning this chapter, I do learn about the importance of talent management in an organization. As individuals who are looking for a job, we have to know what is our skill and what can we offer to the organization. And as the organization or the company, they also have to know what talent they need and what kind of development they want to build, what kind of model that they want to make for the succession planning, and etc. A right man at the right place is very important for a company performance in the future. And the benefit that I take from learning this chapter is I gain better understanding on talent management itself from the perspective of the organization and also career planning as individual. And in the future, I think this chapter gonna be very useful for me in making my career planning. Maybe after I graduate from this university, I also can set my own goals, set my own objective of my career, which path that I should take, which path that I must take, so which path that I must not take. So I think that's all. We have to realize that actually talent management is not only applied in a company or organization, but it also can be applied in our family, in our home. And I do totally agree of this statement, because since we are kids, we find our interest from our family, like, right? We see what our parents do, we see what our brother or sister do in our home, then we think it is kind of interesting, which drive us to meet our talent or our interest. A simple thing is just like singing and drawing. When parents see their little kid gets interest on activity, usually a parent will totally support their kid and motivate their kid to improve it to be better. So, and my parents see me love to speak and learn English language, so they totally support me by giving me an English course, by me things that I need related to the linguistic stuff, such as dictionary or a table that consists of 16 grammars, if you know, and consists of a lot of vocabulary, like from vocab 1, vocab 2, and vocab 3. And I also love cooking. I really love to cook. Therefore, my parents always support me by buying me the ingredients, and yes, buying me the ingredients that I need. And also they always give me comments after they eat the meals that I have cooked, and give smile to my every meals, and it makes me very happy. That's the end of my video. I do really grateful because I have learned about this chapter of talent management. It's very useful for me, and I hope when we have already learned this chapter, me and all of my friends can get recognized that talent management in organization is very important, because not every company realize about the importance of talent management itself, because we know that some companies only hire people that they think suits the best at their job, or temporary will be good to suit that job position, without thinking about the consequences or the possibility that might be occur along the years of that employee. So when we hire people to get into our company, we have to make sure that they really have a talent that suits that job position best. And as individual, we have to make a clear career planning, so we might know what is our plan in the future. We know what is our skill, we know what knowledge, and we know what skill and knowledge that can be developed when we join into the organization and etc. So actually talent management is very important to be learned, either from the individual and for the organization itself. Thank you very much for watching this video. God bless you.